I've actually just been laughing. Oh my Lord, have mercy. My missus, I tell you what, she makes me bloody laugh. She comes just bursting through the door just as I'm hitting that bloody button to start recording. And this one's all about Mother's Day. Yep, it's Mother's Day in the US. It's weird how it's different between the UK and the US. But Father's Day's the same, I believe. Kind of don't make sense. But this is all for those mums out there that are in my world out there, including my own mum. Even though it's the American one, it's still Mother's Day, so happy Mother's Day to me mum over there. Even though our one's gone in Britain. Happy Mother's Day to my sister. Oi. And happy Mother's Day to me missus. And everybody out there that is a mum in my world, like I say, all my friends, all my close relatives, all my family, all my people out there I call family. So yeah, Mother's Day, God blimey. You know what's really crazy is I never thought that I was really ever going to even have kids because I didn't even have it on my agenda. You know, like I always tell all my guys that I guide, hey, don't look at the unknown. You can't tell the unknown. And hey, here I am trying to predict the fact that I'm not going to have kids, but I've got two beautiful daughters. So, yeah, how did all that happen, eh? How the hell did I happen to be living over here in the US? Because I said I would never leave London. I'd never be married, and I'd never have kids. And I broke every single rule for the mum of my kids and my awesome wife that I've been married to for 30 years now. And I tell you what, blimey, if she hadn't been around on more than just a few occasions, I don't know what would have happened. I really don't. I mean, one of the biggest. I mean, first of all, let's face facts here. We both took big gambles because I lived 4,000 miles away, and I was leaving UK and everything behind, and friends and family and everything, and coming into the US, and my wife we didn't really know each other, so she was taking a gamble and getting an apartment and all that, and I'll tell you what's a funny bloody story is, it was only recently, probably just a few months ago, that we were in the car and we was coming back from going out, my wife and I. And I said, don't you find it kind of funny how when we decided that I was going to be moving over here to the US, that I was going to be doing it for like a period of time, because at the time you could stay here. I don't know what it is now, but you were able to stay in the US without any visa for 3 months. And that's what we were aiming to do. I was coming into the US 3 months and, see how we lived together, all that kind of thing. But what was really, really weird and strange was from day one, I had arranged, and my wife knew, had arranged for people to turn up at my, because I was living with my parents at the time, to turn up at my parents' house, box up and everything that I had there, and ship it over to the US where I was going to be living, but doing it just after I come to the US. And I was sitting in the car with my wife, and I said, don't you think that was kind of weird how, I automatically, or we agreed on it? Because I didn't just do it without saying anything to my wife. We must have both come to the agreement of doing it somehow. And my wife goes, yeah, I thought about that recently. She said, she goes, well, it was meant to be. And, 30 years later, here we are. And I got a 22-year-old daughter and an 18-year-old daughter, and I absolutely, God blimey, they teach me now. And there's certain things that I've had to learn in being a dad, that I've had to change from things that I picked up from my own dad. So a lot of different things, and it was a matter of changing things there. But my wife has always been, Trace, you're an absolute diamond, absolute amazing mum. She is solid as a bloody rock. And I have a picture actually, and whenever you see me in my on my YouTube channel, please go and hit the like and subscribe button on that, please, because I'm building a community with that, and it's growing, and it's really looking good as far as the growth aspect, because I like it when people are getting these messages. And God, I need a bit of a mouthful of tea. Hold up a minute. Oi, give me a sec. Oh, that's better. Just a little bit of the old tea. Just the old, bit of the old rosy, wet the old lips. Lovely jubbly. But anyway, getting back to my missus before I go rambling off onto something else, because I know I'm going to go off on it. I could feel myself just drifting off. like a ship that's not anchored off. So it was a gamble, but I met my wife by staying with a friend of hers that my mate Dave, who lives over in England still, was dating. And she was coming up. We were coming over. My mate and I were coming over to see his girlfriend and stay there. And her mate, who is now my wife, was coming up from down here in Florida to go up to Maryland. So that's how I met her. There was nothing going on. We had no interest or anything like that. Even though, I was like, blimey, good looking girl. Of course, blimey. And it was standing there in front of you, right? But we got along like, we absolutely got along. Funny, we made each other laugh, and we liked the same things, and she introduced me to certain bands like Nine Inch Nails, who I'd never heard of, and the Pretty Hate Machine album, and I'm like, what's that? And I went out and bloody got it straight away because she played it in her car, and I'm like, hold up, who's this? So things in common that we had, and then I went back to England with absolutely no intention whatsoever of ever come back and visit the US, because I had an absolutely blinding time. I really enjoyed myself, but not to bloody think of dating. It's too far away. You're having a laugh. And on my wife's side, she didn't even like Englishmen at the time, right? Because she had a friend, really, really good friend of hers, that was in trouble with an English fella that was knocking her, so I can completely understand it. Crikey. It's like, all right, I got painted with a bit of a brush, being English, and coming from the capital, oh dear, what can the matter be? But look what happened. Don't ever say never. Don't ever say never. And she's an absolute banging, amazing mum. Amazing mum. Car, blimey. And we, the stories we got around that, even with being parents, with my youngest daughter, they told us that she was going to be trisomy 18. Go and look that up. It ain't good. And ended up not. And there was a whole thing with the doctor, and kind of pushing us to get an amnio done, which was not a good idea because my wife was a little bit older, and then my youngest ended up coming early, real early, and it was like shit. You know, she could fit in the bloody palm of my hand virtually. It was like, crying out loud. So small. But Trace has been an absolute freaking solid for all of it. And we've both been solid for each other. Because I know when she was going through some of those moments when it came to, you know, the emotional stuff with that, you know, it's about the other one stepping up and being that rock when the other one isn't maybe so strong at that point. Even though you know that person's got it, you know that person's strong as shit. My wife is strong as shit. Friggin' hell, is she strong as shit. She has to be strong as shit to put up with my shit. I'll tell you the truth. Holy crap. Yeah. God, blimey. It's not a good thing. And it's hard work when you live with somebody you love that has some kind of mental health thing going on. And, you know, I've got anxiety, depression and rage, anger issues and shit, which all comes from different places and that all lead to one road kind of thing. But she's been an absolute solid as a rock. Got me out of shit. Always seems to know and come up with the right answers when it's like, I fucking don't know what I'm doing or what to do here. And we've worked our way through different situations, you know, that's happened and happening as well. And she's not buckled. And those times when, you know, she's been upset and there's things that's got to her, and it's just good to be that person that is able to give that same kind of love back, whether it's just a hug, whether it's just to listen. And remember, there's rules around all that. You don't go at each other thinking just because you love the other one that they're allowed to just go tearing off into some tirade of words. You know, there's the things of venting. Are you venting? And having the rules there, because it's about respecting one another. And I didn't realize any of this stuff until I got on my journey, so I could see how frustrating it would be for my wife, because I'm cut from a different bloody cloth and all, and it's a different story, and there's, you know, different ways that we've been brought up, and it's like shit. And not seeing my wife at all, and things like that, and you know, like freaking hell, and having to pay attention and then changing all that, and it's shifting myself because I care so much about my wife and about the relationship, and I care about who she is. I respect the absolute shit out of her. She's just, God blimey, I would definitely do whatever I had to do for her. You know, when we were going to have our first kid, and an opportunity came up for her to go with her work, we're paying for it, to go and get her master's degree. And there would have been no way we would have been able to afford it for her to go. She always wanted to go and get it. So she's like, well, what about, you know, us starting a family? And I went, yeah, that can wait. Get your degree. And it was 2 years of hard slog and work and grind and studying. And I remember walking in one day and looking at her math. She had all her math out on the table. And I remember walking in one day and looking at the desk and saying, what is that? She goes, oh, it's math. And I said, but there's no numbers on it. It was just all letters and strokes and she goes, no, yeah. And she was waiting for her study partner to come over at the house when we lived at the other house. And I used to just disappear. I used to take off and disappear, but I met the fella in that, and you know, you got two bleeding brain boxes, and I'm like, bloody hell. But you know what? There's things that, you know, don't think that you're not contributing either, because I know that I'm contributing in way other ways that my wife looks for, protection and shit like that. Don't think that you're not giving anything, because I thought that too. I got wrapped up in that, looking at my wife and going, holy shit. And I put a lot of emphasis and a lot of weight on my wife, because again, I was in culture shock. I didn't know what the fuck was going on anywhere. It was all different, and I didn't know what the heck was going on. So there was a lot of emphasis put on my wife, and again, she came through strong as shit, because she didn't know what the hell she was doing either. Who the heck is, fucking some fella moving over here from London, and she's taking a fucking gamble and rolling the dice as well. And when I got here 5 days later, my dad died, and that was another test. We've had tests right the way along through our marriage, and I tell you what, we've always come out on top. There might have been some bloody heavy shit, even heavy shit slung at each other. There might be some heavy shit that you go through, but you do the work if they mean that much. And the thing I cling on to is I absolutely 100% trust her no matter what, with anything and everything. 100% trust. 100% trust. You can't, that goes down miles in a relationship with me. Because I haven't had that before, really. That trust. And, yeah, crikey. And then as I've started my journey, even into going plant-based. By the way, we even spoke about it tonight. We went out for a spot of nosh tonight. Went to the old, what's the bloody hell's that called? Volcano Grill and something. It's a hot pot place, and it's on 50, State Road 50. Good little place where you get your stock given to you. You pick your stock, and I get the vegan stock. And mind you, I got the spicy one tonight. It was a bit extra spicy. Oi, blimey. Someone got a bit touchy with the old chilies. Oh yeah, I got a little bite now and again of the old, like, oi, that was a bit, woo, hello, oi, yeah, oh, bit spicy, yeah. But yeah, if you know what hot pot is, it's bloody great. So I took my wife out tonight for a spot in the old hot pot, and then we overate, and she was making me laugh. God blimey, she makes me. When she's on the form, it's like she's back when we first met, and it's just a bleeding absolute laugh and off. And I was going in and out of presents as well, which was, I even said to my wife, I keep coming in and out. It's kind of weird. She goes, that's a good thing, isn't it? I said, yeah, but it feels kind of, it's a bit weird. It's like all of a sudden I was snapping into these very present, you know what? And I don't know if this has got anything to do with it, but think about this. I put a short out right before I left, and I did do what I said in my short. I'm starting a campaign against bloody cell phones and putting your cell phones down and things like that, like not touching them in the morning. I brought an alarm clock. I got my alarm clock set up. First night tonight, no cell phone. So cell phone's going to be somewhere else in the house. I'm not going to bleed and get near it, so that in the morning there's less temptation to touch it. And then tonight, right before we was going out, I like, you know what? I am making the choice and decision to leave my phone behind. So instead of just like accidentally forgetting it and going, oh, I haven't had my phone, which I've done, and it always feels better anyway, but a conscious decision to leave my phone behind. And all of a sudden, I'm having these bleeding present moments. I wonder if that's got something to do. Oh, Lord have mercy. If anybody's got anything, can make connection with that, and let me know, because that's crazy, because I made a conscious decision to do that. Like, leave the phone behind. It's more important. And all of a sudden, I'm focused more. Wow. Because I definitely had a whole bunch of present moments where at one point I'm sitting there, and sitting over the table, there's these things. It's like I'm sure there's like a sprinkler system fixed into it somehow. but it's like an extractor thing, I think, and it goes up and it fixes over this kind of into this beam bit, and I'm looking at the wiring and that on this thing, and it's all becoming like real present with me, and all of a sudden I can hear the sounds around me and different voices, and I'm like, holy shit, and I'm looking around at people and recognising faces, and this ain't the first time this has kind of happened to me, but I kept dipping in and out of it. I was like, blimey. I remember telling my wife, and my wife is just... And I had a right present moment when I was in the restaurant. Coldplay was playing. And I don't know what it is about Coldplay, but they always take me back to thinking back to England and old times back there and that. And, of course, I met my wife when I was in England, living in England. And my wife had got up and she's up getting some fruit and that. And I'm eating, and I start thinking back to when we met and the kind of woman that she is and how strong and what she's been through and what she's going through even. And, man, I got all choked up and started crying in a bloody restaurant. My wife don't know that, by the way. But it got me. It really got me. And I'm like, oh, wow, blimey, unbelievable. And like thinking in the position I'm in, because I didn't come into the States and jump into this lifestyle. Hell no, no chance. No chance. My wife was working for the government for absolute sweet FA in money. Didn't earn anything. I wasn't earning shit. This is what I mean about her taking a bloody risk and a chance. And always standing by me, because there was a good few years because of my mental shit that I couldn't even work. I didn't work. Crazy. And we didn't have that much money. Scraping. Absolutely. It just like... But you know what? I know we did it. I know we did it. And it's strength. It's strength. And you know, we both took those risks. You gotta take those risks to find out, let me tell you. If you don't go start stepping out into some of those fears and taking some risks, you're just never gonna know. It was a huge risk I took, and it was a huge risk my wife took as well. Especially when the test came of my dad dying 5 days later after me getting here. That was a massive, massive test right in the very beginning. Bam! Bloody hell. It's the whole reason we got married so quickly. That was that was a massive test towards my missus. Massive. Because there I am in La La Land and going, I don't know what to do. I don't know what's going on. And... knowing that obviously I want to stay here, because otherwise I would have just got up and just ran back, but I didn't. So knowing that the energy was here to be here, but how do we do it? And my wife got on the phone with a lawyer once, and she turns around. I remember standing in like when a kitchen. There was a kitchen that led in. It was a roommate's place that we were staying in for a few days at first. And I remember standing in like the kitchen door that led into like the living room bit, and my wife getting off the phone and going, what we got to do? And she goes, we can get married. And I went, what? Wow. Commitment. Wow. And all those frickin' people that, you know, didn't think it would work, or, you know, it ain't going to happen. I'd think that out again, to tell you the truth. I would rethink, because we're still going. I'm not saying it's all bloody smooth, and I don't think a relationship is. But as long as you're both getting help, regularly getting help, because I think we all can do with, you know, getting that help from an independent person, whoever that may be. Some of my guys come to me because they just want to be heard, and they just want to be able to talk to someone that takes an interest in them. And I do every one of my guys, absolutely. And I've got some great mums that I've gone past onto their journey now, and they're doing brilliant. And yeah, big happy Mother's Day to my wife. Much love, much respect. Thank you for standing by me. Thank you for being an absolute solid person in my life that at times when all those bloody bombs seem to be going off around us, my dear, you're solid, and I'm solid right there with you. So happy Mother's Day to all the mums out there that I surround myself with. Big respect. It ain't an easy bloody job, let me tell you. Not an easy job at all. And all my guys know that I've got a couple of girls as well. And most of my guys that I guide are females, so they know. And I know too. I can tune into the things they go through, especially when it comes to my daughters and what they go through too. So mothering ain't an easy job. But neither is being a dad. But dads, if you got that person right there that's strong right there with you, you ain't going to go wrong together, let me tell you. So again, happy Mother's Day from here, Florida, the Cockney Buddha and Getting Real. I love each and every one of you. Thanks for staying loyal, guys. Hit that like and subscribe for me, yeah? And I hope everybody has a great Sunday, great Mother's Day. Again, stay that course. Namaste.